find that. So we've got 8 annexations, and they're all relating to different tax increment reinvestment zones. So we have a public statement on each of those. So would you like for us to read each of the statements and then open for questions and public comment?
Yes.
So Jennifer and I are going to sort of tag team on the public statement.
I'm sorry, this is Glenn Tillotson, so it's.
I'm sorry, my name is Gwen Tillotson. I'm the Deputy Director of Economic Development. And Jennifer,
hi, I'm Jennifer Tillotson, Executive Staff Analyst in the Department of Economic Development.
so because we've got 8 hearings, we are going to kind of each share the opening statements, but I just want to put things in perspective and just give a little bit of a background. So Tax Code Chapter 311 is what governs all tax increment reinvestment zones related actions in reducing territory. It also describes what actions trigger the amendment of a project plan, and most importantly, it describes the amount of taxable value within a municipality that can be contained within a tax increment reinvestment zone. That maximum, or we refer to that as a cap, is 25%. Prior to considering these annexations, the city is currently at 17.94% towards that 25% cap. What that means is that we do have capacity to consider all of the 8 annexations. It also means that we have capacity in future years to make future considerations as it relates to our tax increment reinvestment zone program. So with the annexations, if the council approves all of the 8 proposed annexations, it will take us from 17.94% to 19.33%. So I think that is, again, it tells us that we have capacity to consider future annexation actions. Many of the annexations that we're considering today are intended, many of them have low taxable value or low acreage, part of the annual CIP process and the budget process, which council approves on an annual basis. So with that, I'll ask Jennifer to open up the public statement for TERS number 3.
Good morning, Mayor, City Council. On November 19, 2019, the Board of Directors of Reinvestment Zone number 3, the Main Street Market Square Zone. Mayor, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble. Okay, am I the only one? No. Thank you. Can you hear me now? November 19, 2019, the Board of Directors of Reinvestment Zone number 3, the Main Street Market Square Zone, and the Main Street Market Square Redevelopment Authority, the Authority, approved a 6th Amendment to the Main Street Market Square Zone Project Plan and Reinvestment Zone Financing Plan, the amended plan, and forwarded the amended plan to City Council for consideration. In accordance with sections 311.003, 311.007, and 311.011 of the Texas Tax Code, a municipality must hold a public hearing on proposed amendments to a project plan, include changes that increase the total estimated project cost stated in a project plan, or reduces or enlarges the boundaries of the zone. The public hearing today is regarding the proposed 6th Amendment to the Main Street Market Square Zone Project Plan and Reinvestment Zone Financing Plan. Notice of this public hearing was published in the November 12, 2019 edition of the Houston Chronicle. In brief, the amended plan contemplates an annexation of approximately 395 acres into the Main Street Square Zone, primarily to plan, design, and construct needed infrastructure as part of the implementation of TxDOT's North Houston Highway Improvement Project. The proposed annexation would enable the Main Street Market Square Zone and the authority to implement capital improvement projects and economic development programs that promote business and eliminate blight, and programs to encourage resilient community growth, historic preservation, housing, and restoration. The 6th Amendment plan includes project costs of $816 million to reflect the planned projects in the current and proposed annexation area. Proposed tax increment revenues are sufficient to support the projects in the plan. In closing, city staff has worked with the Main Street Square Authority and the Council Office on the proposed 6th Amendment plan and will bring forth a recommendation for City Council to approve the 6th Amendment plan on December 4th, 2019. There's no City Council action required today. The Board of Directors of Reinvestment Zone number 7, the Old Spanish Trail Alameda Corridor Zone, and the Old Spanish Trail Alameda Redevelopment Authority, adopted the proposed 7th Amendment Plan and submitted it to City Council for consideration. In accordance with sections 311.003, 311.007, and 311.011 of the Texas Tax Code, a municipality must hold a public hearing when proposed amendments to a project plan include changes that increase the total estimated project costs stated in a project plan, or reduces or enlarges the boundaries of a zone. The public hearing today is regarding the proposed 3rd Amendment to the OST, Old Spanish Trail, Alameda Corridor Zone Project Plan, the amended plan and reinvestment zone financing plan. Notice of this public hearing was published in the November 12, 2019 edition of the Eastern Chronicle. In brief, the amended plan contemplates an annexation of approximately 252 acres into the Old Spanish Trail Alameda Corridor Zone, along with the main economic development corridors in the zone, Alameda Road, Emancipation Avenue, Briggs Road, Martin Luther King Boulevard, Old Spanish Trail, and Scott Street. The specific areas of annexation are shown in red on the annexation map provided today. This proposed annexation will enable the Old Spanish Trail Alameda Corridors Authority, along with their third ward community partners, to focus on growing existing businesses and attracting new businesses to serve the heavily residential neighborhoods inside and adjacent to the boundaries of the zone. The amended plan provides for roadways and public utility improvements, including street reconstruction, water, wastewater, and stormwater improvements, sidewalks, streetscape improvements, lighting, and pedestrian improvements to support economic development in the proposed annexed area. Projected tax increment revenues are sufficient to support the projects in the plan. In closing, our office has worked with the Old Spanish Trail Alameda Corridors Redevelopment Authority and the Council Office on the proposed 7th Amended Plan, and will bring forth a recommendation for City Council to approve the 7th Amended Plan on December 4, 2019. There's no City Council action required today. Number 11, and the Greater Greensport Redevelopment Authority approved a 4th Amendment to the Greater Greensport Zone's Project Plan and Reinvestment Zone Financing Plan, and forwarded the amended plan to City Council for consideration. In accordance with sections 311.003, 311.007, and 311.011 of the Texas Tax Code, a municipality must hold a public hearing when proposed amendments to a project plan include changes that increase the total estimated project cost stated in a project plan, or reduces or enlarges the boundaries of a zone. The public hearing today is regarding the proposed 4th Amendment to the Greater Greensport Zone Project Plan and Reinvestment Zone Financing Plan. Notice of this public hearing was published in the November 12, 2019 edition of the Eastern Chronicle. In brief, the amended plan includes approximately 266 acres consisting of underutilized and blighted commercial tracts of land that will allow the zone to design and construct roadway and mobility improvements, stormwater and flood remediation infrastructure projects, multimodal connectivity, and community enhancement infrastructure improvements. The 4th Amendment Plan also includes project costs of $502 million to reflect the planned projects in the current and proposed annexation area. Proposed tax increment revenues are sufficient to support the projects in the plan. In closing, our office has engaged with the Greater Greensport Redevelopment Authority and the Council Office on the proposed 4th Amendment Plan, and will bring forth a recommendation for City Council to approve the 4th Amendment Plan on December 4th, 2019. There's no action required